Hello everyone, my name is 3D Pleb, also known as NGA. I've been modding this game, H3VR, for like about 3 years. I have a couple hundred hours in the game, and I'm going to be reviewing the H3VR 2.0 teaser trailer. So let's take a look. Right off the bat here, we see the new like mustard splatter physics as well as the new like chunks coming off. Very satisfying. Yeah, this reload animation, you guys know I've made a 6-finger reload. I am a big fan of this sort of like manual handling stuff. You can also see we have hands. That's like the bigger new addition. There's like a bunch of custom hand animations. It's kind of like Half-Life Alyx, very like smooth. Yeah, more action. Yeah, this looks like Institution. Oh, this is actually very important here. So the new game is kind of like an extraction shooter. You can see there is like a Tarkov Matrix type of thing where you can, different items, like the pistol has like 2 slots, other items have 1 slot, and you have a backpack. Imagine if Institution was made as a infinitely reconfigurable map that you don't know what it's going to look like. You go in, you fight around, you extract like certain types of resources, like special items you can find in special rooms. You can fight and then unlock to like actually buy different weapons. You're about to see more of this. Right there, if you didn't notice, please see there's a non-violent NPC, like the construction worker. So it looks like we're actually going to have that sort of contract driller behavior, where some NPCs, they're like civilians, you're not supposed to shoot them. Very satisfying splatter. What is this? Right, there's an alarm button. So in Institution, as it is in H3VR 1.0, there is like an automatic alert system, whereas it looks like here you have a chance to actually shoot the hot dog that's gonna go and like press the button, so you can keep your stealth status throughout more of the gameplay, which is really cool.
What would you expect?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so we see picture-in-picture scopes are back. Maybe it's hinting that we might get night vision. That's not confirmed. Again, very satisfying hand animations for hand grenades, pistols. Oh, actually, we saw an encryption back there. So it looks like maybe encryptions are boss battles now instead of like the typical take and hold system. Yeah, so that's the end of the thing. I'll go into some more like detailed features and more gameplay that doesn't show in this trailer. But essentially, yeah, this is made for standalone, but it's also going to be coming to Steam for like your PC as far as I know. The gameplay that you saw was in PC. It's not going to look this good on a Quest 3, but the performance from what I heard is very good on a Quest standalone. It'll probably also come to the Steam standalone Valve VR headset. So that's going to be very cool. The team actually grew a lot. There's like 20 developers. Almost half of them are artists, so you can expect a lot of polish coming in. So it's going to be really, really good. Now let me go over like the list of features and like show some gameplay. Yeah, so first up is hand animations. This is what personally sold me on the game. This is what made me just be like, yes, take my money. And if you can see here, like the detail of these animations, for example, the handgun, you're gonna hear this 1,000 times, but it has like 40 unique hand poses for left and right hand, and all the like possible 2-hand, single hand, left, right hand variations of like what you might be doing at any time. Like, are you releasing the slide, or you're pulling it back, or you're holding it front, or like it's crazy. And the same goes for like the animations of inserting the mags. I feel like this is just going to give like, here's an example, like if you insert a mag into the M4 and you press the release with like the same button that you inserted the mag, you can see the finger hitting the slide release. And that is just going to be perfect. Next thing I want to talk about is tech and performance. I'm going to show some gameplay that the devs put out in the background. So like there's no code that was essentially reused in practicality from the original H3VR to this new one. Everything has been remade essentially from scratch, like learning the lessons and using a bunch of like newer developers who are able to just focus on one feature at a time. So for example, SO6 were like rebuilt from the ground up. They're more efficient and they can do more things. I'm hoping this means we'll have Contract Driller as a DLC, but we'll see. You can see in the original game, you could have like maybe 10 SO6 shooting at you at the same time before the game just started lagging really bad. Here in this video, it shows like at least 30 actively moving and shooting around. So that's like pretty crazy. Next is about ballistics. They again redid ballistics from the ground up. You could remember if you were shooting the minigun, you might have like seen your frames drop a bunch. They redid that from the ground up again. Now it's like way more like efficient. You can have more bullets on the screen at the same time. That's pretty good. Additionally, they redid the ballistics. So like now they're actually measuring like the weights of like every single bit about the bullet. So like what the weight of the casing is, how much powder is going into it, the weight of the bullet. So you can imagine like if you have a magazine filled with like different types of bullet for 9mm, and they all like way different or they're like different plus P loadings, the gun will actually recoil a little bit different for each one of those bullets. And that's like pretty crazy. Next up, and you guys probably know this because this is like my favorite mod to play and make, is Safe House Progression. Well, they added pretty much like a better version of that to 2.0. In this case, they essentially have like a proper game main menu with like proper tutorials for all of the guns and all of the things, proper challenges. They have weekly leaderboards, and if I understand it correctly, they have like every week they'll have like a version of the map that gets randomly constructed. You can play it against like everyone in the world in a leaderboard. On top of that, there's like actual leveling, so the more you play in any of the actual gameplay options in the game, so like whether you're doing like target shooting, target challenges, actually going and extracting and infiltrating, all of that will count towards your XP. You level up and you can buy different types of items. I'm showing the new item spawner here. I would say it looks a little bit ugly compared to the original, but they have time to fix or like redo that. And a little sneak peek here, it looks like you can change what you're wearing, like what items, like gloves or like what belt you have on from this picture that they showed. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, but my only negative feedback is like the decals. I think they look kind of ugly, like this thing where like the bullet goes through the where the bullet goes like through the armor into the guy. That's kind of weird. Another thing is mod support. It's a bit iffy because it is made essentially with Quest standalone in mind first. And we've been told that they are essentially building it from the ground up so that we can add new mod SDKs. It's not going to come out in 1.0 release, but it's probably going to be a while, and we probably cannot do code mods either. But you cannot port all the guns we had in H3VR 1.0 to 2.0. That is just a big no. Also, there's no multiplayer. I know that's another one of the big asks from the community. Remember to wishlist the game, and if you want to know more about it, go to their website and watch Anton's videos, which I added here. All right, see y'all.